The smartest trader you know is probably broke, and the guy printing money has a strategy he could explain in one sentence. Trading dumb took me full time and took dozens of other traders from losing to payouts. And if you apply these frameworks, you will have less chart time, less stress, and more profits than ever before. But miss one and you will keep outsmarting yourself straight into a blown account. Everyone assumes the smart trader has the edge. More knowledge, more tools, deeper read on the market. How could he not win? But the strategy phase is where the smartest traders start digging the hole they will spend years climbing out of. Because in everything that smart trader has done before, thinking harder got him further. School, his job, every problem he's ever faced. So he walks into trading and assumes it's just another problem to outsmart, which is a valid approach. So he learns SMC, liquidity zones, order flow, and stitches them into a beautiful 8 condition system. He's got a 47 tab browser, a notion full of confluences, and the strategy is so complex he needs a strategy to remember the strategy. Here is what that actually cost him. Learning all of it and stitching it into a system burns dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of hours before he placed a single trade. Then he finally backtests it, and even that takes weeks of evenings. That's already months in, just to reach demo. And demo is another 3 months of forward testing. And only then he does risk the real money, burning $500,000 on challenge fees just to find out if the thing even works under pressure. Add it up and that's the better part of a year before he has a single real answer. And if he runs that loop 2 or 3 times, tweaking, rebuilding, starting over, that's 2 to 3 years gone. His head is packed with theory. His account has nothing to show for it. I was that trader for nearly 2 years. I tried everything, rebuilt my entire system 4 or 5 times, and had more knowledge than 90% of profitable traders, and a brokerage account that proved none of it matters. The trader who trades dumb does none of that. Not because he can't, but because it never even occurs to him to overthink it. He watches one Fibonacci video, writes down 3 that simple rules, and closes the laptop. Done learning. And here's the part the smart trader's ego will never let him accept. They are now standing at the exact same starting line, because knowing is not the same as doing. You can read every book ever written on racing and still not able to drive a Formula 1 car. Well, you could, right up until the first corner. And the market doesn't pay for what you know, it pays for what you can execute when real money is on the line. That's a completely different skill, and neither of them has it yet. But watch the smart one closely, because 2-3 years from now, he will be in the exact same spot he's standing in right now, and there is one specific reason that's almost guaranteed. I will show you why at the end. So now they both got a strategy. The one trading smart burned hundreds of hours on his, the one trading dumb burned 10. Now they sit down to actually pull the trigger, and this is where all the intelligence turns from an asset into a loaded gun pointed at the smart trader's own account. Trading dumb is one step. The setup appears, the candle closes, the trader clicks. He ignores the DXY, the macro, the news. Trading smart is also one step. In theory, but watch what really happens. First, the setup appears clean, valid, exactly what our trader backtested. But he knows too much just to take it. Wait, news this afternoon. The DXY is on a resistance. This could be a liquidity sweep into a bull trap. So then he overrides his own 8 condition system with a 9th condition he invented on the spot. And then one of 2 things happens. He talks himself out of a perfectly good trade and watches it run to the target without him, or he waits for confirmation and climbs in at the worst possible price at the very end of the move. Either way, that trade cost him 2 hours of mental gymnastics. Trading dumb cost 4 seconds and the hands never shook. And this is exactly what researchers found studying performance under pressure. When a skilled person starts consciously analyzing a move they already trained into muscle memory, their performance gets worse, not better. The thinking brain overrides the trained one and breaks it. They call it paralysis by analysis. And the more you know, the more thinking you have available to break yourself with. So here is something you can do on your very next trade. When the valid setup appears, set a 60-second timer. If your rules are met when it goes off, you click. No new analysis allowed after the buzzer. But this is the honeymoon phase, and it ends the same way for both. Because around 30 trades in, the market hands every trader the same mandatory gift, a losing streak. This is the exact fork where the smart trader kills his edge, and it kills it by running the same 3 steps on a loop forever. Step 1, the streak hits and he reads it as a mistake. His whole life a bad result meant he did something wrong, and fixing the wrong thing made it right. So 6 losses can't just be variance, it has to be a flow. Step 2, he fixes it and resets his own sample size to 0. He goes into the backtest and adds a filter, an RSI, or screen out the bad entries. But the second he changes the rule, he's trading a whole different system, which means every trade before this one no longer counts. His sample size, the only thing that was ever going to prove his edge, just silently reset to 0. He doesn't even notice. Step 3, the new version hits its own streak and the loop repeats, because every single strategy we had you 6 losses in a row, no matter how good it is. So around trade 15 of the fixed version, variance shows up again, right on schedule. He reads it as another mistake, adds another filter, resets to 0 again, and now he's back at step 1. That's the loop. And here is what makes it a trap instead of a mistake. Every single lap feels like intelligence, patching the leak, refining the edge, solving the problem. It feels like exactly what a smart person should do, but the math underneath is brutal and simple. You cannot out-optimize your way out of variance. It's not a bug in the system. It's the entry fee for playing a probabilistic game at all. The only way through a losing streak is to sit inside it long enough for the edge to surface. And sitting still is the one move his intelligence will never let him make. And here is a research that proves this. One study found that the higher someone's intelligence, the worse their bias blind spot. The more convinced they are the rational one, immune to the mistakes everyone else makes. That's why the smart trader is the hardest to save. He is not just making the error, he's convinced he's too sharp to be the kind of person who makes it. And I need you to know, I'm not describing this from the outside. Every losing streak, I would fix my strategy, add a filter, tweak an entry, switch the time frame. I genuinely thought I was being disciplined and scientific. What I was actually doing was deleting my progress to 0 every few weeks. The trader trading dump hits the exact same 6 losses, but he made one decision in advance. He doesn't touch the system mid-sample, ever. So when the streak comes, he has nothing to do but to keep pulling the lever the same way and sit in the pain. He reaches 100 trades, the edge evens out, he ends up green. He won because he refused to get clevered at the exact moment. Getting clever kills you. And if this is where you are right now, stuck in the loop, fixing a system that was maybe never broken, that's exactly what we built the 21-day trading reset for. In 3 weeks, we rebuild your foundation, show you exactly where you are stuck, and guide you out of it step by step for free. So the trader trading dump survived the variance and he is actually making money. The smart trader may be scraped to break even. And right here the market sets its cleverest trap yet. Because a system that works run correctly is mind-numbingly boring, and the smart trader's brain cannot sit in boredom. He is carrying 3 instincts that won him everything in life, and trading inverts all 3. 1. In life, boredom means you outgrown the task, so go find a harder one. In trading, boredom means the system is working. The moment he tries to make it interesting, he breaks the thing that's paying him. 2. In life, more effort means more reward. Push harder, get more. In trading, more input usually means less. Every extra adjustment, every improvement to a winning system quietly bleeds the edge he already had. 3. In life, the smart move is to outthink the problem. In trading, trying to outthink the market, calling the exact top, the exact bottom, proving he can beat the banks is the single fastest way to blow a profitable account. But that's exactly what he does. And he is using the market as entertainment without ever realizing it. The one trading dump feels none of this because he never asked the charts to entertain him. Same thing every day. And that sameness is the point. Zero ego in the outcome. He's not trying to beat the market, he is trying to build it. Fast forward 2 years. Both traders started at the exact same line. Here is where they actually end up. The smart trader bled his profits back out to his own ego, and now he draws the only conclusion his intelligence will allow. The market must have changed. The edge died. Something external broke, because it certainly couldn't be him. So what does he do? He goes back to step 1, the literal first step of this entire video, learning a new system. So he does the only logical thing, buys a new course from a 20-year-old Lamborghini showing $100 setups. He hunts for the new meta, the thing that's working now. He starts stitching together another beautiful, complicated system that accounts for everything. But now you already know exactly how this ends. Hundreds of hours, most to reassemble, and a brain that will sabotage it the second variance shows up. That's the loop. He's a man permanently on lap 1, always learning, never earning. And if any of this hitting a little too close, here's a quick check you can do tonight. Go through your bookmarks and your YouTube history and count how many different strategies you saved in the last 6 months. There is no judgment in the number, but it's a pretty honest measure of how many times you almost started over instead of going deeper on the one you already had. But there is a caveat to this. Obviously, if you don't have a profitable strategy, you need one in the first place. I'm not saying to trade for years without a proven edge. We have many other videos where I explain exactly how to know if your edge is real, so check them out if you need. The one trading dumb did something almost insolent in its simplicity. He took his boring 40% win rate strategy, the one the smart trader would be embarrassed to even show people, and he scaled it. Trade compare horizontal expansion across firms to 600k capital. The exact same mind-numbing clicks, just with more zeros behind them. And that's how it ends. The smart trader is on the 6th rebuild, still certain that intelligence is the answer, still broke. The one trading dumb is funded, free, doing the same dull thing he was doing 2 years ago, except now it pays for his entire life. And there is a bonus for making it to the end, and it fixes the one thing this whole video probably made you feel, that being smart is a death sentence in trading. It isn't. The trader who wins isn't actually dumb. Think about what he's really doing. He knows SMC, he could learn all the indicators, he's fully capable of beating the 8 condition monster. He just refuses to. He looks at a setup he wants to overthink and he chooses not to. He sits in a 6-loss streak, his emotions are screaming to fix, and he does nothing. That's not stupidity. That's the highest form of self-control there is. The fact that you made it to the end already separates you from the smart traders who would clicked off to go optimize something. You don't just know the trap now. You know that winning comes from doing the boring, simple thing on repeat. But knowing that and actually walking the path to become a full-time trader are two different things. So watch this video next. Is the exact step-by-step road the boring, consistent trader takes to go full-time, the one the smart trader never makes it far enough to see.